think Mustafa,
Are we
I
back?
think are we back? Are we back on?
Yes.
Okay, please, Dr. Azam, please, can you please repeat
Yeah,
about
what
the
I
two
have been
states? Yeah.
saying is that as a result of the genocide in Gaza, many people around the world are going to the libraries and buying books and trying to read and listen and discuss. They want to understand why this is happening. And I just don't understand why some Muslim leaders are not interested in knowing this, in knowing the facts. Go and speak to the experts. Invite the experts to address you. And inform your officials, your diplomats, educate them so that they know what to argue for. That's assuming that you are sincere about supporting justice in Palestine. But if sincerity is not there, then I regret that nothing will work.
So stop talking about two-state solution. Don't campaign for it because it's actually just a point that the Europeans are talking about in order to give time and to help the Zionist cause. So what the Muslim countries and Muslim leaders should be talking about is what? Can you tell the leaders?
They should be talking about Zionism and its danger to humanity. Zionism is not just an anti-Palestinian movement, it's an anti-humanity movement. Because the Zionists believe that because they have a divine right, they can come from anywhere in the world, become citizens of this state called Israel, which was built in my mother's house and on my father's land. And then they become citizens, and then they can do to the Palestinians whatever they want, because according to them, God gave them license to take the land, to kill the people, to banish them, to do whatever is needed in order to maintain the land for themselves exclusively. And if they do this to the Palestinians, they will do it to the Syrians, they will do it to the Lebanese, they'll do it to the Yemenis, they'll do it to the Egyptians, they'll do it even to the Malaysians. They'll do it to anybody. And this is the nature of Israel. This is the nature of Zionism. This is what we need to talk about. And I think Muslim leaders or Muslim politicians can campaign for a solution similar to the South African solution. This is something that has happened recently, only 35 years ago, less than 35 years ago, when the strugglers against apartheid insisted there can be no future for everybody in this piece of the land, in this part of the land, or in this piece of land, until apartheid is no more, because apartheid is anti-human. Apartheid discriminated among people according to the color of their skin, and ended up, the apartheid regime ended up turning the people of South Africa into 4 categories. The whites on top, below them are the Indians, then the colored, then the blacks, who are the majority, who are the indigenous population, the real owners of the land. Similarly, we can say, okay, you want peace in the Holy Land? Peace in the Holy Land can only be achieved if there is no more Zionism. This is not against the Jews. We're not talking here about removing the Jews or killing the Jews or any such nonsense. We're talking about an end to an ideology that is so anti-human that it favors one type of people over everybody else. And I think that should be our struggle for the future. Now, if, say, tomorrow or the day after or in a year or in 10 years, the Zionists come to us and say, okay, we admit Zionism was wrong and we want to work out a formula for peaceful coexistence. We'd immediately say, oh, most welcome, you are most welcome, come, let's talk. We can talk then about the future. But we cannot talk about the future when there is an ideology that considers the other to be subhuman. And therefore, their land can be taken from them, they can be killed, their children can be killed, they can be tortured, they can be starved, they can be annihilated because they happen to be the other. Who can live with this?
Okay, I remember last time one Muslim leader was asked, or many Muslim leaders, they always would be asked, do you believe that Israel has got a right to exist? So when that question is posed to a Muslim leader, how should then he respond?
Well, they should respond that, what about the Palestinians? Where did Israel come from? Where is Israel existing? They need to just turn the question into a set of questions. Bring back the story, how it happened. How can you recognize a state that 4 major international human rights organizations published reports describing it as an apartheid state? You cannot support an apartheid state. It's as simple as that. So actually, they can answer the question in a variety of ways in order to show the world that they do understand that Israel, by nature, is a racist, apartheid, anti-human state. And therefore, you cannot recognize it, even according to international law and according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It shouldn't be recognized. And this is one of the sins of the United Nations. The United Nations that produced the Universal Declaration of Human Rights contradicted every article in the Universal Declaration when it recognized Israel's right to exist on a land stolen from us.
All right. I hope that people who are watching this will be more enlightened now of how people should answer the question when asked about the right for Israel to exist as a state. Okay. My final question to Dr. Azam is to echo your call just now that we must be ready to sacrifice in order to help get rid of Zionism and to get rid of injustice in Palestine. If we are sincere, the minimum we can do is probably to boycott not only Israel, but also companies, organizations that are helping Israel to commit genocide and other crimes against the Palestinian people. At the moment, we are witnessing many of these companies are operating around the world, including in Malaysia, getting contracts. I will mention some companies like Amazon Web Services. You have Microsoft, who is provide cloud services to Israel to commit crimes against the Palestinian people. Why are they shouldn't be getting projects if they are involved in genocide? Can you please?
I agree with you fully that the minimum any one of us can do without cost is to boycott whatever supports the genocide and the crimes against humanity that Israel is perpetrating against the Palestinians. Now, I can understand that there are certain things that have no alternative, but we need to work for providing alternatives. And until we do that, we might be excused. But that shouldn't be a license to remain indifferent. You cannot remain indifferent. Any company, any institution, any individual that directly supports the crimes against humanity that Israel is perpetrating in Palestine should be boycotted. And I think everybody knows that the boycott is successful, is very successful. And the Israelis hate it. And that's why they lobbied their friends in America to criminalize those who support BDS, who boycott Israel, or who call for a boycott. Had it not been effective, they would not have done this. And therefore, we need to do more of it. And we need to work together in order to make it effective and successful.
Dr. Azam, thank you very much for your clarification, explanation of not only the situation in Venezuela and also in Yemen and Somaliland, etc., but also to clarify issues directly pertaining to Palestine, the two-state solution, etc. I hope our viewers have been enlightened by your explanation. I'm sure they have been enlightened. And that's why I always enjoy our conversation. Inshallah, hopefully we can have more conversation in the future, inshallah, one day.
Inshallah. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Dr. Azam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.